Alright, hello, my fellow masters at risk. We're here doing a little bit of classic Grandmaster play with the fixed cards, world domination. We are going to do a 6-player game if we can. That's what I like to play. This looks good. Been doing the auto setup still. If you guys want to see a manual setup game, just let me know, and we can make that happen. Still thinking, still not quite there where I want to do the progressive cards yet. I would like to get to top 1,000, playing with the fixed cards, and then I figure once I do that, I'll go ahead and screw up my rank and I'll try out the progressive stuff. Now today, I think one thing I'd like to talk about is how I use people's win rate to determine how I'm going to play. So when you're in the game, you can click on people. You can click on people now, actually, and see their win rate. I didn't know you could do that while you're chilling here. So, the red player, Yusel Gerler, let's look at his win rate. So you can see here, he has a very bad win rate. Now, really bad because, now if you're thinking just like, what would just kind of like your normal average player do? If you're assuming they play 6-player games only, then you're saying, okay, well they would have like an 18% win rate, right? Because they're winning 1/6 of the time. So I would say like that might be like an intermediate player, but this guy is even less than that. So he's probably like a novice. Danielle is around that, kind of 18% intermediate type player, it looks like. But again, we're assuming that they're playing all 6-player games. They're probably not. They're probably playing some 4-player, 5-player games. Maybe they even play some 1v1 games. So I'm making a lot of assumptions, but you can still get some idea of the kind of player they are from the win rate, and you can really get a lot out of that in your gameplay too. So we'll start going over some of that more as we move along here. Okay, so holy smokes, they put 7 of my guys up here. Up in Europe. Pretty close to my 4 right here though. So that's really good. Yeah, so actually before I even attack with this, I might just attack with this. I don't know. My thought is that if I put my guys here and I can get them out, then that means I have a chance of actually connecting this. Whereas otherwise, it'll probably just get taken right away. Brown doesn't go until after me. Africa is up for grabs. And I like Africa more than Europe. Europe is tough to keep. So we'll see what green does. Green's probably going to take Africa. I'd be surprised if green went for Europe. Be very surprised. Sometimes what you can and cannot do is determined by, your placement. And I'm 4th to go. So let's look at this guy real quick. He is, kind of like, seems like an intermediate kind of player maybe. He's right around that, kind of wins 1/6 of the time. Oh, so he might actually be going for Europe. So the reason why I like to know their win rates is because it gives you an idea of kind of the psychology of that player a little bit more, and and how much of like usually if they have a really bad win rate, then it means they're less likely to ally with you. But it's not always the case. You know, they may ally with you and actually be too loyal is the other part of of a low level player as well. As a low level player can either one, they're going to seek revenge on you. They're going to be maybe a little more emotional. But if you are allied with them for like an hour, then they're also might be too loyal, and you can use that to your advantage too. And know that they won't attack you, and you can kind of like make it seem like, oh, we're going after this player, I'm going after this player, but really you know you're trying to win the whole game, so you're going to take them out eventually. And especially though, there's a lot of skill or potential in how you can play against the really good players. So let's see if there's any really good players here. I probably use that more than I care about, whether they're even like bad. Is knowing who is good. So none of these people seem that good. Oh, I look at myself. Okay. Let's see. I want to try to be an ally with green. I really don't want green to attack me. I really want him to be like all about getting Europe. Not feeling like he needs to really come down here. And I think there's value too, just in seeing how many games they've played. Like this guy's played 708 games. So maybe like, he knows better than to attack my 4 because he'd be losing a lot of troops by doing that. It would not be good for him. It would be bad for both of us, frankly. I'm not just saying that because I don't want him to attack him. I'm really thinking like as if I were him, I would not want to attack a 4 this early in the game. But you never know what's going to happen. Okay. It was a little bit of a risk putting this here, but he did not act upon it, which is great. Again, I want to be allied with him, but I'm a little worried about how much he might want Africa. So the question is, what do I attack? Do I move this guy like down here so he doesn't attack this? I think we're gonna do this. I'm still nervous about leaving this here, but we'll see what the case is. We'll see if we're allowed to get Africa. Of course, I don't know what his intentions are. He hasn't accepted my alliance. Now that I think about it, even better might have been to move here to here and have the possibility of connecting. And strangely enough, the other thing you can think about with win rates is how much you need to protect your borders. So, like, if you're playing in a game with better players, then you don't always have to actually protect your borders. You can just have a big army piled up next to the borders and leave one on your borders, because your alliance, you know, you and your partner know that it's in your best interest to have an alliance. But it's not always the case. If you dangle the carrot out there in front of the lower level players and you only have one on your border, they're just going to take it a lot of the time. And so a lot of times with the lower level players, I end up not being able to have any continent, to be honest. And then I just have to wait somewhere until they all, you know, mess around with each other. And then I'm able to go beat them all afterwards. And this is kind of looking like that might be the case with this game. But I'm always trying to think about what the other players are thinking, you know. And not even thinking from the state of like, what should they do, but what will they do based off of who they are from what you can gather about the person, you know. Even little things like them making emojis all the time, not making any alliance, you know, stuff like that. You know, if they're laughing at people, you could tell that, okay, this might be a person who's going to seek out revenge at some point. There's a lot of things you can infer about them. Okay. I think at this point, this is mine. Or not necessarily mine, but I think everybody knows that I am trying to take Africa. That's fine. I have no problem with letting her through to connect. Give her a thumbs up. This is a decent player, so I wouldn't expect our loyalty to last forever. But as I was saying before, sometimes the really low level players, if you build a really, really good relationship with them at your borders and you have one and they have one, they're going to really respect that, you know, and they will actually sometimes not attack you when they should towards the end game. Okay, so this guy is taking my alliance now. And he's, I think, another one of the like more intermediate players. Sorry, I'm looking at these all the time. I really do look at these a lot while I play, and I really do use them to make my decisions. So I'm just going to categorize them in my head now. Pink novice, black novice, intermediate, intermediate, and then red, we'll say novice. But probably aren't their exact ranks, but it's a rough idea. And again, like I said, it's possible these guys could be novices too, and they might just play a lot of 1v1, you know. But I'm going to assume they're playing more of the game that we're playing right now, which 4 to 6 player Risk. So I really do think that because of the level of their play, of the two people that I'm allianced with, that we are going to have a peaceful relationship. Because they understand how hard it is to actually keep your continent with this many people in the game. And that if you don't have allies, you're not going to make it to the end. And you can already see these low-level players are not, right? Like, if you were a really good player, then you would know when to give it up, you know? As much as you might not want, you would know, I can't have a continent in this game. One of these people would have to decide that. And you can win without having a continent. I've done it several times. It's not like impossible or anything. So I'm really just kind of slowly taking this. Yeah, do I want to attack here? No, I'll just fortify. Might get a decent card set. Don't have any of these countries, unfortunately. Perfect. Now, she doesn't need to keep anything on the border, really. You know, I'm not going to keep anything here. So we'll see. We'll see if she will accept that or not. She's obviously, I say she, what is it? She's obviously a lot more powerful than me. So there's no reason for me to have a pissing match here with her. I'll put my armies up a bunch. She keeps putting her armies up a bunch. You know. And we'll see if she lets me keep the continent too. But by building up here, I at least create a deterrent for her to not come in here and do this. But to be frank, you know, to be honest, that if she put all of her armies in here, I wouldn't attack her. So she could. You know, her border here wouldn't be protected so well, but... So as you can see, I mean, these guys already took each other out, like, right out of the get-go. They're just trying to get a continent, get a continent, get a continent. That's not the way you should be thinking. Not when there's 6 players. When there's 4 players, you should be able to get a continent in the beginning, because there's a lot of continents that you could get. Black is increasing his dominance over the board. getting a lot of territories for himself so he can maybe get a big payday. Fortunately, I'm going to have to take 3 of those from him, so... We are about to have our moment of truth between me and Brown player. And that being whether or not our alliance will stand. Thrower, maybe a heart. What that will do. Okay. Cheating attack. Let's see, did we get lucky? No, we didn't get it. That sucks for green. Really unfortunate. He had to be next to this guy. Green would have been better bunching all of his armies up. The real question is whether black is going to let me keep this too. It looks like he is. You just never know with these guys sometimes. He's gonna take Asia. Oh my god. What? No way. That was bold of him. Oh, green's pissed. He's basically telling this guy, I will lose just so you're not in the game. So be it. 4 down to go. Oh, only 3 to go, excuse me. This game just got a lot smaller. I mean, we can't let him have Asia, right? I mean, that's crazy. Nobody ever gets Asia. Again, I just don't know who I'm playing against. He might go in suicide against me if I don't let him have Asia. He might literally just come and decide to take me out of the game. Like that, it happens, you know. I mean, maybe he'd understand that I at least got to get a card, right? He'll probably put a bunch of armies here, and he'll probably come into my Africa now. You know. I can understand why green didn't do it. Green has no resources at this point. Black is doing pretty good with all of the territories that they have. Even though he didn't get Asia, he's still able to, you know, get a big amount of troops because of all the territories he has. I don't want to be the guy that has to keep preventing him from getting to Asia, but maybe brown could help out with that. Please attack the black player. She's saying okay. He's probably going to put them all here. No, he didn't. Alright. I don't know how this guy got so powerful so quickly. I'm going to ask him to attack the black player too. And he seems on board with that, which is cool. Green is one heartbeat away from getting taken out of the game. I can tell you that much. This is starting to feel like everybody against the black player, which is good. We need that balance right now. He has way too many troops. Good, we got a wild. A good chance of getting a good army thing next. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked here, because now I'm not connected. And I also connected him to be able to hit green. This doesn't bother me. Kind of expected this. Of course, if green and myself can be, you know, both attacking him, that's good. Not getting a whole lot of troops right now, and brown is over here just chilling. Now I know some of you would say like, well, why don't you split your two, you know, your 30 here and cover your border? And the real reason is because I just really believe that black would come and attack me. But you know what? Actually, I'd be able to get away with it Yeah, because he doesn't have troops here this time. So I could get away with it this turn, splitting them. He wouldn't be able to win this with how many troops he's going to get. Unless he decides to go through here, which he might. Because he only has 2 cards. But this is kind of good too, because now I'm hoping that he will feel some responsibility to take out, Brown. Brown has way too many troops here, right? So she's playing this pretty well. Hopefully he tries just to get up to here, not to here on me. So that's exactly what he's doing. I hope he does. But wow, he got oh, did he get it? Oh yeah, he did. Okay. He got super lucky. But wow. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that. This is really good. This is really good for me right now. Because that would have been a lot of troops for her, and I didn't want to have to be the one to do that. We'll see what her plans are. Okay. So she might suicide into him. I'm not really sure. It's that easy. It's that easy. That damn near is winning me the game. I'll just give her a thumbs up. Sounds good. Now, I really need to consider taking out green. So I think she was a little too loyal to the cause, of hurting black. I definitely think that was in her worst interest to do that. And he's obviously he's been this way all game. So why would he do anything different other than to totally retaliate? Green just calmly trying to keep his Europe. I imagine he will continue to do so. I think green still has too many troops for me to take him out. I'd still be behind if I did that. I'm going to go ahead and leave my guy here this time. I think green and I both know that there's nothing to worry about between the two of us. I want him to be on my side. I want everybody to think it's all of us versus black. But I'm not the one who's attacking black. I kind of screwed up. I actually really screwed up by leaving this open. That's too bad. He's definitely going to do this, right? I know he's not. He's still mad. He's still mad. He doesn't want her to have two continents. That was weird. Sometimes these players make moves that make no sense. And that was a time of something that made no sense. Perfect. I think black is trying to settle for just getting all of Asia. If I didn't know any better. This is an interesting move by the green player. We have 4 horses. I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm just going to go ahead and attack. Green only has 2 cards, so it's not time to take him out yet. I have the most troops. It's just, when is everybody going to figure that out? I'm putting my guys here now instead of here, so that way I have options. If I want to try to take out green, then I can. Makes sense. He's going to come through here. This is sometimes Australia's job, though. I mean, I'm not like mad at him for it. Sometimes this is what, where Australia is, that their duty is they have to be the one to disrupt things and kind of come poke in to the other countries and try to keep balance because they have a lower level continent, so they don't always really have a choice. So at least this turn, I'm definitely going to protect these two borders because he's not bunching anybody up over here. So there's no reason he should be able to attack me. He might try to go through us. But then that would at least maybe make him and green go to war. Trade in our horses. And we'll just do something like this. There's no way he can get through that. Like I said, he might go through here. So we'll just go ahead and fortify these right there. Maybe that'll stop him. I don't want to put more there because I just don't want to lose a lot of troops over it. In case he's got some kind of, he's got 10 troops that he can put, and then he's going to take out like 6 of mine on here or whatever. Wow. That was a big move. The brown player really trusts me right here. And she's right to do so. I'm not going to go take this because I don't want to be the guy with the big target on my back, because that's the way that black is going to perceive that situation. If I'm over here with 2 continents, then he's definitely going to start attacking me. I mean, this just surprises me. There's no purpose for him to fight brown. Maybe he wants to get South America, I guess, is what he's doing. I'm not going to forget about the fact that black has gotten Asia once again. I'm not going to let him have it. This man is crazy. Like, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's whatever. He'll probably come in right here. Not too worried about it, though. He's got to lose his troops to do that, too. And right now, him and I are the top dogs. Letting brown and green destroy each other is not a bad idea at all. Oh, is she gonna do it? She is. Perfect. So this works out really well for me. In fact, I might even be able to end the game on my turn. And take out both of them. Because he left himself in a terrible position. He's in no position to be able to attack. I kind of hope he attacks here so I can get this guy out. It's unfortunate that I didn't have everybody bundled up there for that. I can still take brown out. No problem. So that's what I'm going to do. Da, da, da. And I guess we'll just try to take as many territories as possible. So go this way. We don't want to let him have Australia either. Who knows, maybe we'll even get Australia if we get lucky. Really gotta get lucky. Hey! We got it. We got it. And I will move these guys. Where do I? Right here in the middle. So he has 5 cards. I probably could have played some of this better. I might have been able to pick a better route where I could have come in and taken as many of his as possible at the end. So that was maybe not the smartest move by him, to be honest. He probably would have been better going around, taking out all my territories. But, you know, at the end of the day, there's not much you can do. It wouldn't have really probably mattered either way. Just guarantee ourselves the win. Oh, geez. I clicked that way too fast. Oops. Whatever. He can laugh about it now. As you guys can see, my weakness is the end game because I move too quickly or I don't move quickly enough. One of the two. But you can be bad at the end game if you have more troops than them. Doesn't matter. This guy is now like, you know what? I lost, but I'm going to make you suffer as much as I can. He says, I'm going to make you wait the full 2 minutes before I do anything else. Yeah, we'll throw him the good game anyways. The old well played. This was a very easy game to win. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel like I had to do much. And and it had a lot to do with, the win rate of these players. We'll see right after this game. I bet I'd be surprised if anybody, would be very surprised if anybody was master, and I would be even, but I would bet that nobody was even expert in this game. So let's see. Okay. She was. That makes sense. She did seem better, actually. She went at it a little too much with green, but whatever. So everybody else was beginner. Okay. Oh, let's see where that places us now. 24-16. So I notice, in order for me to really even maintain this rank, kind of around 2,500, I'm having to, like, win, like, 50% of the time. The only way I can make this better is if I'm, like, winning, like, 66% of the time or something. So it's really hard, actually. Especially when you're playing like me and you're playing in 6-player games. I don't know how the leaderboard works. Like, do they put more weight on the fact that I won 6 other people? Or do they just care about the fact that I won? Because I've heard, or I've read on like Discord or Reddit or something, that all of these people, maybe not all of them, but like almost all of them, just got here by playing one versus one games. So I think to get here, via playing 4 to 6-player games, is quite the challenge, and then also, obviously they should separate the leaderboards, right? Why wouldn't they have a 1 versus 1 specific leaderboard, and a 4 to 6-player specific leaderboard, or 6-player leaderboard? I don't know. A leaderboard for each. Well, yeah. How many leaderboards do you want? I've looked at this More Leaderboards website, and it doesn't break it out that way. But it would be really, I think, a lot more competitive if they did. But anyways, guys, peace. Like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something. So, until the next one, goodbye.